Hello, hi there. Whoo, hot diggity dog. I am 1 minute late because I forgot to give Friday her bento ball. But we are live now. Hi 90s baby doll. Hi Dark Phoenix. Glad you guys could make it this evening. I am working on, I think this was a trade? Yes, this is, I think it's a trade. Oh, no, I'll tell you exactly what I'm working on. Let's go. Oh, my puppy's in the background barking. So, this is a sketch that I worked on over the weekend. And I gotta turn this down. This is just too loud for my brain to handle. Okay. Worked on this over the weekend. This is part of a Julie Bates drama. And I think everybody here knows exactly who Julie Bates is. The scammer, the OC thief, the thief, the scammer, thief, artist, non-artist, person who was trying to, resell OCs and shit. Just a debriefing for anybody who may or may not know, who might watch the stream a little later, like my mom or somebody. So, this character belongs to a person who had purchased a OC from Julie Bates, extremely overpriced. The same OC that Julie Bates was trying to sell me for $400, and I said, "Yo, that ain't worth $400. I'm not dumb." But this other person did pay like 56 plus something else, so they kind of got really, really, really ripped off. Plus, like, I think $100 character they traded for it. So they got really ripped off. Felt really bad about that because that really sucks ass. So, and it was through Cash App, so it was a little more difficult to, go back. So they said I could go ahead and have the character, and I said I would draw something in exchange for that, and that is what this is. So that's what this character is, and all that jazz. Now, she did want me to just do the line art, which is what I'm going to do tonight. I'm just going to do the line art and all that stuff. because at first, yeah, it's good in a way. It is good in a way. Now at first I was gonna color it because they did give me a reference sheet of the character they wanted, but they changed their mind, and they had actually changed their mind twice. But now we've just decided that I'm just gonna do the line art. They're gonna figure out what they want, and then they can play along with it. So essentially, I'm just making this person a base. So, but a base that only they can use, and they can use it as many times as they want. So this isn't the first time I've used a base, made a base for somebody. This is maybe like the third or fourth time I've made a base, but it is what it is. So I actually don't mind making bases, and I do still have on my list of things to do a bunch of bases to make, different species, different body types, different genders, all different types of things that I've got on my list of things to do, which if my commissions slow down, which they undoubtedly will sometime probably after Christmas, then I will probably get to working on those because I need to keep myself entertained. Love this beat. Thank you very much, Dark Phoenix, for giving me that playlist. This right here is on the playlist, and I'm like, yeah, I'm vibing with this. Really, I love it. I love it. Super awesome. I can't wait to see what you add because I've liked them so far, and I think this one's like 2 hours. It might be the 12-hour one. I don't know which one it is. Getting ready to cook. What you cooking tonight? I had chicken wings and had to fight off all of the cats because they were leftover chicken wings, and the cat said, give me some. So, if you don't know, I have 12 cats, and it's an absolute nightmare when I have something that they want. It is what it is. I shouldn't have had the chicken, but it was like left over from the weekend, and I'm like, well, I can't let it go bad because it's chicken, and that's just disrespectful to the dead animal that went into the dead animals because there were multiple chicken wings. I'm like, I just gotta eat this out of respect for the creature that died. Which is totally opposite of veganism, but, you know, whatever. Oh my god, there we go. I also had a fabulous weekend. It was very relaxing. The weather wasn't too bad. It wasn't like go outside and go to the park weather or anything like that, but what it was stay inside in my pajamas and just sort of chill with my dog's weather. And we have been working on some new dog things. Well, not new per se, but new to Friday. So Pim can do all of his obedience stuff. He can sit, he can stay, he can paw, he can twirl, he can roll over, he can bark on command, he can do all that fun stuff. Friday, on the other hand, is a little behind in that part. So today we were working on Stay, and she did very well. She did extremely well. Hi, Toby. So glad that you could make it tonight. Awesome. And you made it early. I bet you're cooking. Taking this time to have a nice sit-down meal. So Friday has been learning Stay. She's been doing super great, but she has been learning it inside, which means that taking her outside to do it, it's going to be a little different. Something about doing things in different locations with dogs. Making pizza. Fuck yes. Pizza's so good. I haven't had pizza in forever. And they closed my favorite vegan pizza spot. It was literally walking distance, 5 minutes away. And they closed up the store. And I was heartbroken because I had just discovered them. And I'm like, that's okay. I'm not that mad. I'm only hurt. That's all. So, but yes, pizza. So you must tell me what type of pizza it is. Yes, as I was saying, this was actually a trade with somebody because of some drama that I had with another OC with the notorious Julie Bates. And if you ever happen to come across this person, don't hesitate to just block them. Don't even interact with them because they are a scam artist. And we don't like scam artists. We do not. Julie motherfucking Bates. And on top of that, as far as I know, she still thinks Millie belongs to her. Not today, not tomorrow, and not ever. Yes. This particular character is a ragdoll Mancoon, I believe. Normal pizza, tomato with cheese. Couldn't buy extras for it. You are hand making this pizza. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. We don't do that here in my house. I've never made handmade pizza before. That's awesome that you're like making it by hand, like with the dough and the flour and shit and all that. That's really cool. I just buy it out. Like, I don't know, when you said making pizza, I assumed it was like a frozen pizza. Sorry, my American is coming out, but that's exactly what I pictured. I'm like, oh, he's just got a pizza in the oven. But you're making the pizza. That's really cool. That's really awesome. I'm like super impressed by that. That's so cool. I had somebody else tell me one time they were making a pizza and I immediately thought it was in the microwave or in the oven, and they were like, no, I'm hand making it. And I'm like, what? That's so cool. You're very lazy to buy pre-made pizza. Yeah, I absolutely have never made a handmade pizza before and I kind of want to try it. Hey, Evie! Oh my goodness, what a special occasion this is. So glad that you could make it. That's so cool. 90s baby doll making some pork chops. Are they fried, baked, air fried, seasoned to perfection, I hope? Because pork chops are also good. All my wonderful meat eaters, be sure to eat all that meat for me because I absolutely can't. Well, I can, but I was already feeling light fried. Oh, light fried. I was feeling chest pains earlier today, and then I said, well, if I'm gonna die, I might as well die eating what I love. Oh, but it's alright. I just need to cut back yet again. Or I overdid it this weekend. One of those. I gotta go to the store myself. Gonna pass out. It's dark and your body is bodying. That's okay. I understand. I absolutely understand. I've been told that when I'm not extremely hyped, my voice is very soothing, and the music that I have playing is also quite relaxing. So if you fall asleep on my stream, I'm not gonna be mad about it. You made pumpkin pie, like homemade pumpkin pie? Because that's cool too. Honestly, I'm like super impressed by anybody who can cook. Like cook. Like and when I say cook, I mean like you have more than like 10 ingredients to make the food. Baking is impressive all on its own. So to me, don't take a lot to impress me. Not like, I'm not gonna lie, it does not take a lot. So like you making a pie, like yes, queen. Like for real. Because I can't make a fucking pie. I don't even want to make a pie. Oh, it's one of the pre-made ones. Okay. That's cool too. It is what it is. Shit, I bought one of those fucking what are those damn things that they sell at Costco? Those big ass apple pies. They're like 16-inch apple fucking pies. I didn't have a single bite of it, but Human, yes, he enjoyed all of that pie. It was a lot of pie. You be making pumpkin pies. Well, 'tis the season to make them, and also impressive. Right, like share with the class. Speaking of class, I was gonna talk about like line art and all that jazz like yesterday. And guess it's just really gonna be a repeat occurrence of when I talked about it before, because there's not exactly anything new to it. Except for, I guess, with clip. Boop, boop, boop. There. Hey, Beebs. Habibi has joined us. He will not talk. You won't hear him talk. You might hear Noob talk with her deaf self. You want to say something? Oh, wait, you can't hear me. I just said she was deaf and started talking to her. You like her face? Oh, yeah, it's a cute face. And thank you. She, like I said, I think I said it before you joined in, is a, ragdoll mixed with something. I'm pretty sure she was a ragdoll mixed with Mancoon or something or another, and I'm like, okay, that means she has to be fluffy. If you're wondering why I'm avoiding the braid is because I have a brush for that, and I'm just not gonna draw that. I'm just gonna use the brush. Honestly, I love doing the facial hair on OCs. Like when I was drawing that, what the fuck ever, that Schnauzer, and she had like, what the hell, and she had a mustache. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cute. This is so much fun. And I'm like, yeah, everybody should have a mustache. Desiree has like a mustache marking, because when I made her, I was like super into that like little aesthetic thing that people were doing with like the mustache on the finger and the mustache necklace. I was like, oh, I love this. Love, love, love it. There we go. Oh my goodness, his alarms are going ham in there. There we go. All right, we got our head. We just have one singular head. And do her face. That's incorrect. Wow, okay. You know, I think it's actually something wrong with my screen. Because thinking about it, how sensitive the fucking iPad screen is, and it's in like my bag all day, I think I might have fucked up the screen. And I think that might be why it does that little weird jutsy thingy. Got too happy with the brown sugar. Guess only one side gets the goods. Oh. Oh no. Worked on new art of Foxy again. Was a bit bored and decided to work on a new piece. Hey, that's cool. That is super cool. When creativity strikes, definitely take advantage of it because sometimes it disappears. I started writing for Isaac's sister today and developing her story a little bit more. Before, she was more like a background character. She was just sort of a support character for Isaac. And now I'm going to flesh her out, and I'm trying to decide if I want to make her like hella fucking toxic or not. Because she's had her own drama, and she's had her own trauma and drama. Hey, that rhymes. You can make like a rap about that. And I'm like, well, how did her trauma affect her and her life and the events that she went through? So I'm working on her. A laptop case with those sleeves. You know, I have that, and it's in my bag. I have a case, like an iPad case with padding around it. And that just wasn't it. So that's not it. Not to mention, it is an old device. It is like really fucking old. It's a few years old in comparison to like what they have out now. And what the fuck is going on here? Hold up. That little dog's back there barking. That ain't gonna work, but he'll stop for like 5 minutes, and then maybe he'll forget what he was barking about. Look at that. See, I'm not 100% positive it's the fucking screen. Maybe if I move it over here. I have not done any of my drawing I'm supposed to do. I've been thinking a lot about if I actually have my own drawing ideas. I start drawing as tracing and really like flip books. Well, you know what you could do? You could get some free bases and just color. You could do that too. Because that's what a lot of people do. And that's a thing. That's still art because you're technically a colorist. If it's drawing is not vibing with you, and there's other ways and other methods that you can still do art and all that stuff. Sometimes I don't post my art when I make new art because I get crazy. I also get crazy, but not when it comes to art. I get crazy over other things. So many different versions. Finished. Now let's make a version like this and then like that. I get it. Let's make one more version. Yes, I understand. And keep on, and that's why you post like that's all right. I honestly wish I had that kind of motivation. Like I draw one thing and I do not want to do it again. When somebody asks me for revisions, it's like the worst fucking thing ever, because I'm like, yo, I'm done looking at this. I'm done thinking about this. I don't want to do this anymore. It is over. It is done. It is done to the best of my ability. Get the fuck out of my face. I actually despise revisions, so that's why I try to make everything like ideal in my eyes, like as perfect as I possibly can. And it has nothing to do with being a perfectionist. It is absolutely everything to do with I don't want to do it again. And I'm like that at work too. They love it, because then they don't gotta bother me again, and I ain't gotta talk to their asses again. See, it happens in the same spot, so I'm pretty sure it's just the fucking screen. Poppy is shadowing you today. I've got Friday, obviously. She never goes away. And then I've got Habibi here. And then I had Noob, I had Dante, I had Oblivion. I had a lot of them around me because I had the chicken. And then they just all fucked off after I didn't have any more chicken. Little assholes. You are making my life harder. And you should not be doing that. You are to make my life easier. Yep, see, it's gotta be the screen. Because it only happens in, like, this general area. They do, don't they? Finish line art. Now you can rest. Goes to sleep. I get it. I feel it. That's me. That's what I do. I'll be like, okay, I'm done with this. And then I'll just like send it to them and they'll be like, hey, can you change this? And I'll already be asleep. I'll be like, no, you're gonna have to wait another week. I'm sorry. I'm not in the mood anymore. I'm like the worst. I mean, I get it done, but like at the same time, I'm just like, yeah, no. And they do always show up with chicken, like all the fucking time. Every time. Chicken and salmon, because I like salmon. It was what I was getting my protein from when I first started eating like vegan shit. And yeah, salmon's not vegan, but honestly, I shouldn't even call myself a vegan. I should call myself a lack thereof meat person, because I'm not really vegan. I'm not really vegetarian. It's just more like, hey, I'm not gonna be eating meat because I'll have a heart attack and I'll fucking die. So it is what it is. The worst. That's a lot of energy. It's the worst for me. I'll tell you why it's the worst, because I have 12 and there's only one of me, and they get crazy. One day I'm gonna record it. I have never seen that show before. I've heard of that show, but I've never seen it. I don't watch a lot of TV or shows. It might make my winter life a little bit easier if I did, but I don't. Although I will I used to, before it started getting really weird. I used to watch American Horror Story, but I was a big fan of that. But then that got fucking horrible, and I'm like, alright, well, there goes another disappointment. Just like Yulia. Boop. Boop. It's not bad so far. Oh, that's good. At least it won't be a waste of fucking time. The last show that I watched that like wasn't American Horror Story or one of the other thingamajiggers, it was fucking Home Sweet Home. That was the last like series I watched. It was pretty good. I'm hoping that they come out with that again. It's about cowboys. I have a cowboy OC. His name is Roger. Has there been someone that has trade or commission you when you are halfway? Wait, let me back up. Has there been someone that has trade or commission you, and when you are halfway or almost done with the art, and they come and tell you, hey, I was wondering if you could change this from my OC? You mean like, I've had people come to me when I was like almost done, and they were like, hey, this OC is changed, or I don't even own this OC anymore, and they were like, can I do something else? And you know, my answer was fucking no. You can pay for another piece of art if you want to and give this to whoever owns that OC, but no. Like, there's, I don't want to say it's like limits, but I don't like being taken advantage of. And I am very firm about certain things. So it's like, say for instance, I finished coloring this and then I sent it over to them and they said, oh wow, thanks, but I don't have that OC anymore. I would say tough shit and keep on moving. It's like that. I'd say, well, I don't know whose problem that is. That sounds like that's a you problem and not a me problem. Or if they like want to change a detail in it, it's fine. If depending on what detail it is, I would maybe charge for it. Like if they say, hey, can you change the hair color to blue? I'm not going to charge for that. But if they say something like, hey, can you change the outfit, which requires me to redraw something? Or, hey, can you change this other thing that requires me to redraw anything? Then I would be all like, okay, yeah, I can do that, but it's going to cost you $25. Because now that's taking more time out of my day after you already approved the sketch. See, it's gotta be the fucking screen. So like if I go over here and do this, it doesn't do it. That's why I'm convinced it's the screen. And it's weird, it doesn't do it like all the time. Habibi over here look like he have an existential crisis. I can't even say that damn word. Whatever, he's having a crisis. So like I have no reason behind why I cut her fingertips off here. I can easily extend this page and add her fingertips, but I just did not want to do that. So it is what it is. That's why I'm glad that I made sure if you started the collab, which I was so glad about. Whenever I want to change something in a trade, I always ask politely. I was wondering if you started it because I want to change one thing. That's awesome. It's great that you asked, because like if you had asked and I had already started, I probably would have said, yeah, no, I'm not changing anything. Because this shit's hard. This ain't easy shit. So it's like, I could change it. Yes, I can, but no, you're taking time out of my day and away from other people who have already paid and already approved the sketch. So I very much appreciate you asking for our trade, and I will work on our trade probably this weekend. And I'm also going to hopefully work on my Terry YCH, and I'm going to hopefully work on the fucking truck, because I finally have an idea of how I want them all sitting on the truck. That's one of the reasons it's been taking me so damn long to get to it, because the idea was just that I want them on truck. It was 5 men truck, and that was like the whole ass idea. And then I didn't actually think about how I wanted them posed on the truck, what I wanted them doing on the truck, except for just like what I wanted them doing with their sister. And it was just truck. Men and truck. Men and truck. So I have a clue of at least how I want to pose 3 of the guys. So I'm going to start working on that hopefully this weekend. Boom, boom. Oh boy, here they come. The titties. Oh, that's a horrible titty. Nope, that is also a horrible titty. That's a better titty. Boom, boom. And so, like I was saying with Yulia, I am working on her story. So Yulia's story is pretty interesting. Like Isaac, obviously. They grew up together. They're twins. There was no crazy drama that they met each other later on and found out, oh my gosh, I have a twin. That's so insane. Our lives are so different or whatever. No, they grew up the exact same way, raised by the same parents in the same situation, the same household. And Yulia always protected Isaac. Now, Isaac was not always the way that he is. He was not always this stern guy who was just hard ass. He developed that over time as his personality grew, as he grew up, obviously. So when he was a child, he would cry a lot. He was a little whiny child. He was a demon child. And he wasn't like a bad kid, but he was more confused about how the world was around him, and nobody was explaining it to him. And he didn't talk. However, he did talk to his sister. He talked to Yulia. They have a very, very close bond. And as they were growing up, when they entered school, people picked on Isaac because he was really different. And he did have one eye, which was her fault. Her fault he had one eye. She shot him in the eye with one of their father's arrows that they found in the attic as they were playing around, somewhere that they weren't supposed to be. And that was it. Sweet corn the same as corn. I think sweet corn is sweet and regular corn is not, but I actually don't know. That sounds like a question for Google. Hey Google, is sweet corn the same as corn? Oh, wow. Interesting. Okay, so yes, it's basically the same thing. It said that sweet corn has a lot more sugar in it than regular corn. And that means that basically it is picked before field corn, so it hasn't had a chance to turn into starch. So yes, it is the same thing, according to the Google. I have a question. I ask this because in my recent art, along with the latest one, I drew my OC with sunglasses. However, I have my own anatomy of sunglasses, and I was wondering how yours were. Basically, the sunglasses frame, but without the legs that attach to the ears. So how do they work? They rest on the OC's muzzle, depending on the species, and the holder is different, able to attach well to the OC who wears it. So my sunglasses, the way that I draw them, are pretty much the same. They just don't have the handles on the edge. But sometimes I will have them just have like a strap that goes around the back of their head, depending on what it is, like goggles. But mostly they just rest on their muzzle too. It's just easier. But I do have a pair of furry sunglasses, glasses, like vision glasses, because I imagine if you've got them on your face and you need to wear them for vision and you stoop down, they're gonna fucking fall off. And yes, this is a fictional world and it really doesn't actually matter, but sometimes my brain likes to think logically with certain things. And even in furry art, when things aren't logically, I'm like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. And then I'll say that and they'll be like, oh my god, it's not real, calm down. And I'll be like, well, you're fucking dumb, so shut the fuck up. But anyway, so like, I'll have ones that will have, like, the rim will come back. Actually, what am I talking about? So here's the ear. That's an ear. That's the head. Okay. And then here is our muzzle. We're just going to do something fast here. Ignore the shithead anatomy. So there's this. We'll just say, like, Alucard's. Oh, swirlies. His are like that. So sometimes I'll have something like this. Or they'll have like a decorative approach to them, something along those lines, and they will like hook over the ear. And then of course, depending on the species, it'll go that way. But it's more like stylized, and it really depends on the character on how I decide that I want to draw them. But most of the time, it's just like, it's just this. It's just them just chilling there. And then, you know, we're just gonna put an eye here. Eye there. We'll do a little nose, little silly mouth. Yeah, so anyway, yeah, that's basically how the different ways that I have sunglasses. Boop, wee, wee, bye bye, bye bye, bye bye, bye bye, bye bye, bye bye. Okay. Okay, buddy, stop making all that noise. Nobody cares. That is amazing. Glad we almost have the same idea. Hold up, I gotta go bother this dog. He in there tripping. Like it's not his bedtime. And I'm gonna get some water. There we go. Okay, I'm back. Except my screen's not back. Oh my god, what is going on? Don't know why my screen went away. Oh, it failed to connect. Oh, that's weird. What? Why you no come back? There it is. All right, and we're back in action. Okay. Okay, let's see. That is amazing. I almost have the same idea. It's amazing giving me your idea. I always love seeing the different implementations. Yeah, it's fun. I like seeing how people do different things too. Same with shoes, because I have like, I don't know what they're called, but they wear like their paws, but they're not paws, and they're paw feet, but they're not paw feet. And they're not digigrade or something else. But I also like to make different types of shoes. It's one of my favorite things to do is make shoes for different types of paws and hooves and all that shit. Like, I love doing it. And muzzles. Like, Desra has a muzzle collection and a harness collection, like dog stuff. But it's not like a fetish or anything. They are fashion accessories. So she's got a collection of designer harnesses that Isaac got her, and a collection of designer muzzles that Isaac got her, a collection of designer leashes and stuff like that. But they're just casual wear. It's like, oh yeah, I'll just wear this pink leash today, or oh, I'll just wear this harness today. Little things like that. Sometimes when I go to the store, the pet store particularly, I will be all like, oh my gosh, that is so cute. And it's just like this harness. And I'm like, yeah, that would look good on Desra. She is basically a dog, an African wild dog, to be precise. My favorite. Hey girl, did you finish your bento bean? Already? How did you finish that so fast? How did you finish that so fast? Wiki wiki. She's looking at me like, why are you talking to me like that? Usually when it comes to shoes or footwear, depending on some don't, or human feet. That's cool. I see a lot of people who have like their characters have the human feet, but I don't like drawing feet, and I do like drawing paws. So everybody has paws. It's weird because some characters will have paws on their hands and some characters will have hands. And I gave up drawing paws on the hands because I'm better at hands than I am at feet, just because I've never practiced it. And I should have, especially when I was in school. And I just never did. They were like, okay, we're going to do the human anatomy now. Let's work on this part of the body. Let's work on this part of the body. And like for feet, I don't know if I just wasn't feeling it, or what the fuck the situation was. I think I was sick and I wasn't even there half the time. But yeah, I missed out on feet. So nobody gets feet, everybody gets paws. Who are you barking at? Oh god, she's gonna start going off on Titan. Okay, this should have fluff. She should have fluff sticking out of all of this because she's a fluffy girl. There we go. Oh yes, that's cute. Oh, that's cute. There we go. So, and then after, like, what was I talking about? Oh, I was talking about Yulia. So, Yulia, like I said, she kept him safe during, like, their school years when he was being bullied. And she was a badass. She didn't want anybody picking on her twin brother. And so that just sort of became a thing until that sort of became, like, her entire thing that she was known for in, like, school. And so she decided to change that and change up her routine. And obviously, as teenagers do, they like go through that little weird ass teenage phase where they're like, oh my god, I'm my own person, blah blah blah, whatever whatever, and they make a whole bunch of shitty mistakes. And that's when she and Isaac sort of started drifting apart. Of course, by then he was sort of like well-to-do on his own, and she went off to do her own thing, per se. Like, she got her own group of friends who turned out to be a shitty group of friends, and she made a lot of extremely poor decisions. And one of those poor decisions was who would become her ex-husband, whose name is Jackson. Look at all that fluff. Look at that fluff. She is so cute. I love this fluff. I gotta put fluff up here. And I gotta put some fluff right here. Actually, I like that line, so... Oh, no, I said I like that line. There we go. Fluff, fluff, fluff. Girlfriend, I gave you a bento ball to keep you entertained. She didn't chew through that damn bento ball. I can't give her another one. I can't give her 2 bento balls. And I still got a whole, like, 20 hour left. So, I'm sure you hear her squeaking her little toy. Anyway, Isaac and Yulia went their, basically, like I said, went their separate ways when they were in school. And she hooked up with this dude named Jackson, who was a tiger. However, he sort of started bringing her down very, 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 very slowly. And over time, it affected her confidence. And when that happens, it just goes downhill from there. So he was a really toxic-ass individual. And that's just part of her story. So I'm still working on it, and I will figure out other things that will go along with her, but for the most part, that's what I have so far. Is that what I got on the other side? Yeah, nah, I missed this one over here. Boom, boom. She's looking so cute. Look at all that fluff. She's so fluffy. Fluffy cats. Oops. And these, I believe, were stockings. Star Zero Seas are always amazing and so deep. Get hooked listening to them. And, well, it's a very big universe that I have, and I have a lot of characters in it, so I like to write. I like to write a lot, and I love it when people like hearing about them. And I love it when people like to read about them, even though I don't share a lot of my writing because I'm not super duper confident in it, but I'm glad that you enjoy it. When I come up with more on Yulia, I will absolutely talk about it. That's for sure. Because a lot of her original story really surrounded her brother. And I'm like, no, she's her own character. She absolutely needs to have her own everything. She needs her own friends. She needs her own hobbies. She needs her own interests. She's been a support character for a very, very long time. And it's time to advance her and just make her more interesting than what she is. Granted, she's interesting all on her own because some of her backstory is just because of Isaac. And some of her story I want to be mainly just for her all on her own. I need more fluff. That needs more fluff. More fluff. More fluff. Fluffy, you do have amazing stories. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, enjoy your pork chops. She's so fluffy. Alright. So with Yulia, I was definitely considering there being some type of abuse mentally, physically, emotionally with her and her ex-husband. But I wasn't quite sure what. So a lot of my characters, I'm able to sort of like get in their mindset of how they are, how they would be in a type of situation. And Yulia is more like a bleeding heart. So she's the exact opposite of me. So writing for her is a little bit more difficult because I wanted her to be this nice, overly nice person who would do anything for anybody. And that's not me. So with her, it's more of a challenge. Writing for Isaac was easy because Isaac's a dick. So I'm kind of a dick. Sometimes. Not all the time. So writing for him and writing his snarky remarks and his background story was just extremely simple. And I've only refined it over the years that I've had him. And like I said, I've had him for well over 20, 30 years. Boop, boop, boop. Dating myself because he was the first character I ever made. She is looking good. Let's see. Boop. Alright, so this is going to be line art, so I do have to make sure that I put all these little tiny details in here. Because when I do make bases for people to use, which will be relatively inexpensive, I want to see all of these details filled in. I might put a different design on her top here. So much fluff. Let's put some fluff here, because why not? So that is the stretch band. Not that way. That doesn't look even. Let's just do it this way. And then erase it later. Let's see. Okay, let's do this part over here. So I did say I was going to go over a small tutorial on doing line art in Clip Studio, and I didn't forget that. I just wasn't sure where to exactly plug it in. So I'm going to plug it in right here because I'm about to do her hair, and it's the easiest to explain. So with Clip Studio, you got your brush, and as I've said before in past videos, you've got your vector layers and you've got your raster layers. And we like working on vector layers because you can change things on the line that you draw, which is what's so awesome about vector layers. Also, vector layers usually have a crisper look to them than raster layers because they are made from more pixels in Clip Studio. Now, if you are working in Illustrator, which I don't think anybody here works in Illustrator, but I work in Illustrator on a daily basis for my job. And if you were working in Illustrator, your vector lines would be made from mathematical equations, not pixels. That enables it to be blown up as big as you want it or as small as you want it, and you don't have to worry about like losing resolution. Illustrator and Photoshop are very, very powerful programs, and they are an industry standard, so it is like a thing that's preferred to know if you ever decide to go into the industry outside of doing like furry art. So that's a thing. Another thing, when doing it in Clip Studio, obviously everybody knows about pin pressure. You want to make sure if you want it thicker, you want to press harder, you want it lighter, you press lighter, like common sense. That's just also a standard. Like Wacom tablets, Huion tablets, and all that other shit does that too. But what I like to do is make sure that my lines are wispy. Wispy lines. Wispy. 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 What that means is that I will lightly touch down and let not my wrist do the work, but like my forearm do the work. And that really helps with making very nice streamlined lines. Even if you aren't using like a stabilizing tool, which I'm using a stabilizing tool on here because that's just a tool that's offered on Clip Studio. But even if you aren't, like, this is the stabilization. If you lower it down, when you try to draw, it's going to be shaky. But if you bring it up to 100%, you draw it down, it's going to come out straight. That's the stabilization tool. And if I'm going too fast, be sure to stop me. However, even if you just were to lower your stabilization, if you use wispy lines, which are light lines that your wrist aren't controlling, your forearm is controlling, you still get a nice crisp line, a nice smooth line if you're using, you know, if you don't have stabilization on your software. Which I don't know what software does and what software doesn't, because I don't use all of those. I just use Clip because Clip is everything that I need. And I think Procreate has it, but it's not as powerful as Clip Studios. And I'm pretty sure Ibis has it, but I'm not entirely sure on that. So that is just a couple tips on doing line art. Wispiness. And that also comes for when you're doing hair or fur too. Wispy lines. Like the way that I did her fur, if I was to chop this out and make some more fur, it would be the exact same way. It would be like bye, love you. Don't die. Hi girl. If I was to take and do the fur, redo this fur, like what if I just said, hey, I don't really fucking like this fur anymore, I'll just get rid of that. It's the same idea, only shorter. Obviously with hair you're making it longer strokes. Shorter fur on the other hand, it's still wispy, it's just short. That's all there is to it. I don't like that, but I will go back. Like, that's all there is to it when it comes to line art. There's also another fun, fabulous tool that I saw somebody else discovered this, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Honestly, if you don't like utilize all the features that Clip Studio has, like, you're ripping yourself off, because the software is not cheap and it is not free. And if you're on iPad, you are using it for like, you're paying for it monthly. So not to utilize all the things that it has, it's like ripping yourself off. So take the time to learn the software, ask questions to anybody, because most of the time people will answer the questions pretty easily. And when it comes to what I want to tell you next, which I have gone over before in one of my other videos, but oh, there we go. I've gone over before in one of my other videos about the line, like, I don't know what it's even called. What is it called? That's not it. It's called the adjust line width, and that's going to thicken or thin the lines that you have, but you can only use that on a vector layer. You cannot use that on a raster layer. Vector only. Oh. Hey, somebody just messaged me with a tray that they're doing. I don't know how, sometimes I don't know how people be drawing so damn fast. And this person got kids. I have no idea how the hell people be drawing so damn fast. I'm slow as fuck. Well, we talked about this morning, and I think they just sent me a whip. Like, I'm not going to be able to get to theirs until, shit, next week, probably. Because I really want to finish up this current queue that I have. And I want to work on a few other things. I didn't draw her hair there. I can't visualize how I want her hair to be there. Let's just do something like... Oh wait, here we go. There we go. Ah, she's so cute. We're gonna add a couple more lines here for strands of hair. That didn't match. That was an afterthought. I can tell that was an afterthought. This was when I was getting tired. I always get lazy when I start getting tired. I'm just like, okay, whatever, we're almost done. And then time to go to sleep. Bum, bum, bum. Bow, bow, bow. Hold up. One of the other things I said I was going to do was talk about some more OCs. Why not? I've got enough of them to talk about. If I talk about one a day, I've literally got 400 plus days of content to talk about. So let's see. Lemon cakes. Ooh, lemon cakes. Now, lemon cakes. Ah, pie. Yes, pie. You know who makes pie? Lemon cakes. Lemon cakes, who is a Brat Blush design. Oh, hi, Mommy. Hi, you fuck it. Yeah, fuck it. You fuck it. Fuck it. Yeah, you fuck it. You fuck it. Yeah, fuck it. So, Lemon Cakes is a marble fox, and she owns a bakery. Her bakery is called Lemon Cakes, Pastries, Pies, and Coffee. I actually had took me a long ass time to like design her logo for her shop, and I've just recently finished it. I actually did it this year, and I'm like, wow, this looks like it could actually be a legitimate shop logo. And then I remembered, oh, of course it does, because that's what I fucking went to school for. So I don't know why the hell it took me so goddamn long to make her a logo. I think I just didn't have any time, but I think it turned out really, really cute. Yeah, fuck it up. That's right. Yeah, you kill it. You murder it. You murder that thing. You fuck that thing up. Lemon Cakes is probably like in her 40s, maybe late 30s or something. I don't know how old she is, but I do know she's obviously not a young squaw. So she's like maybe 40, maybe 35, something along those lines. Old enough to have enough life experience to go ahead and start her own business and not fuck up. Because she is the only marble fox in her family that has a shop of her own. And she's very proud of her little shop. So one of the characters, now here's how she links in. So one of the characters that I have, his name is Roger. You might have seen me post about him, might not have. He is a bat. And he has a cowboy aesthetic. And he is solely based around Arthur Morgan from Red Dead. because at the time that I got him, the time I designed him, I was like obsessed with the game, and I'm like, yeah, he's gonna be cowboy themed. Because why the fuck not? So his entire aesthetic is like cowboy. Roger works there. He works for her. Roger is best friends with Isaac. Isaac is also his psychiatrist and therapist. Okay, she took the little raccoon away, or the fox, or whatever she was playing with. She ran off with it. So that's how Lemon Cakes ends up linking to the story. So every once in a while, all the characters go up to her shop, and they just sort of get like these cakes and sweets and pastries and pies and stuff. And it's super duper wholesome. And her aesthetic is the big, fluffy, lacy dresses, the like goth Lolita dresses, the baby pastel dresses, like those big, fluffy dresses that, like, you know, cost too goddamn much to be wearing every day. But she wears them because she makes them, which is a side business that she has, making dresses. It's more of a hobby because her like business is, wow, her business is like baking, but her side hustle, her hobby and her passion is actually making dresses. So in a sense, she's sort of like me. Like, I love illustration, but I work for an industry that I'm like not super duper passionate about, so it doesn't hurt as much when they say, hey, can you change this? It's just more annoying. So that's how she is with her dresses. She likes baking, but she's not like, oh my god, I have to bake. She's more like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to get home and sew, but I had a great day at work today too. So she's literally like me when it comes to that. And I think she's the only character I have that's like that. And like Isaac, I keep going back to Isaac, but that's just because he's my main boy. And Isaac loves his job. He loves telling people what to do. He loves telling people how to live their life. He thrives on it. He loves it. So that type of like job that he has, that's not how I feel about my job. Like, I like my job, I do, and I like the people that I work with, but I'm not like in my soul, in my heart, oh my god, I can't wait to do this. But I don't think anybody's like that when it comes to working. Did you get it? Did you get the squeaker? You get that rabbit, you fucked that rabbit in the face. Yeah. So that's pretty much it about Lemon Cakes. Like, it's basically her shop, her dressmaking, her kindness, because she's one of the more kind-hearted OCs that I have. She's the kind of OC you could like walk over, pummel over even. She's not ruthless, and she loves, and when I say loves, I mean she loves good employees. So she does anything that she can to keep her employees. She's not the type of boss that's going to say, oh, your PTO isn't approved because go fuck yourself. She's more like, oh, you need some PTO? Do you need more? Stuff like that. And then on top of that, her prices are super duper reasonable. I know. Okay. Alright, the dog and one of the cats just tried to get on my lap. We are making good progress with her. Look at her. She's so pretty. Fluffy, fluffy, fluffy. One day I need to draw like Emma's fluffiness, because she's actually long hair, but she shaves her hair all the time. It's a thing. That's another thing that's in my universe. Like, there will be long hair animals, long hair cats, long hair dogs, just long hair in general. And like, we get annual haircuts or every 6-month haircuts or whatever the fuck it is. Or how we even take our dogs grooming to get themselves a haircut. Then, wow, you are going at that, aren't you? Okay, my god. So my characters will do that, but they'll do that for like their whole body. Like Emma, for example, she's a long-haired kitten, and she, I don't know why that's like that. And I think that's her tail, but it's not going to be her tail anymore. It's going to be her hair. So she will occasionally go to the groomers and get a haircut. She'll get all of her hair shaved down because it's just too hot in the summer and it's just too much for her. Stuff like that. And then for Terry, who I haven't mentioned in a very long time, that's too many strokes. And then Terry, like, Terry's an Arctic fox, so that means that her fur is going to change, and her fur changes like all year round. So when you see me post like Winter Terry and she's mostly all white, obviously it's because her fur changed because it's the winter. I like to draw the character Terry in the season that I'm currently in. Like right now I'm in fall. So when I draw her or I color her, I'm going to make her colors fall. And then so on and so forth for like the fucking, you know, spring and the winter and all that jazz. Yes, yes. Hyper focused for a second there. So what I do have to figure out is how I'm going to do the layer on this lace, because if they're going to color it, that would mean, oh, I'm going to ask them what software they're going to bring it up in, because I kind of want to put the, like, if I was going to color this, I'd have the lace on one layer and then I'd have a color underneath the lace on another layer, and then I would lower the opacity or make it a multiply layer or a screen layer to give it the illusion that it is an overlaid lace. However, if somebody else is going to color this and they're not going to be using layers on it, I'll have to figure something else out entirely, which I'll have to do that off stream because I don't want to hyper focus on that right now. I do want to hyper focus on getting this part done though. At least the lines. I'll worry about her lace later. That's for future me to worry about. Boop. Ah. There we go. Give her a little lip. She's a cutie. Wispy lines. Wispy. Wispy lines. Wispy. Wisp. Oops. That's the chain. Wispy. Ha ha ha. Had to reply to a message real fast. Where'd my thing go? There it is. Okay. Plus, I like the way I did her eyes. Let's see. Alright, so let's go ahead and move on to her tail, and then I will move on to her eyes, and then I might actually end the stream early, because I'm feeling tired. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see if I stop talking to myself. Let it go. It's not yours. No, I have a ragdoll OC, and I forgot what her fucking name is. I think it's Precious. It might be Precious, but I've never drawn her. I might take this hair off, or at least the top of the head, because I don't know what the hell that's all about, but I'll take off like her bangs and this weird ass cowlick and... Stop it. Don't do that. Don't do that. I don't have anything for you. Lay down somewhere. What's that at your nose? I'll take off the hair on this cowlick thing and then maybe use this for her, because I'm not gonna draw her any different. Fluffy tail. One of the things that I saw somebody, I think it was one of the comic book artists that I follow somewhere at some place, he was talking about when you're doing line art not to have like certain lines cross each other. Like if you have a corner of a building, like you've got the wall, like that's a corner or whatever, like you don't want this unless it's an actual corner. You don't want lines touching like that. So like if I was to draw an arm, we got an arm and we got our back, some people would put the back like here, and he was saying like, don't do that because that looks stupid and you're dumb. You should put the back like right there. So like that's her shoulder, that's her collarbone, that's her neck, that's her head. And I almost did that, which is why I was thinking about that. I'm like, you know what? He's right. That does look a lot better when you don't fucking do that. Unless it's like architecture. So sometimes when you're doing line art, it's not really just going over the sketch, but it's being mindful of how you want it to be presented to the person that you're giving it to. So like stuff like this, like, which I executed very well, he was saying is a better example. Oh my god, he was saying lower that. So like if I was to redo her arm, not to have something like this, because it looks horrible, but to have something like that where there's a little gap or there's a little space or there's some incontinuity, so it doesn't look like something that's like continuous. Oh wait, you can tell in my voice I'm getting tired. 10 minutes. She is looking cute. Cute, 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 cute. So I'm actually going to take this time to clean her up a little bit. What did I erase? Yeah, that was what I erased. And okay, that's fine. She can do that. I don't know why she's going stir crazy over there. You know what? Tomorrow I'm gonna take her somewhere, let her run around. Because that's part of the reason that whoever had her before got rid of her, was because she was a bit much. And she got destructive when she got bored. And she's right now over there getting destructive with a towel, but it's fine because it's just a towel. And as a matter of fact, I think it's her towel. But she's over there just going fucking ham with this fucking towel. Oh, there's a gnat. Gnat, and oh! Get him, girl. There's a gnat, and it has entered the wrong house because the cats are now hunting. It's always entertaining. And now she's chasing the cats. Okay, so let's clean up these lines. Let's get rid of the sketch. And clean up the lines. That's another fun thing you can do with vector layers, is you don't, like, erase the... Unless the line's like crossing over, it erases the extra pieces. She got the zoomies. She's having so much fun. And let me tell you, she's not a light dog either. I can feel her when she jumps over stuff on the floor. So, sorry neighbors downstairs. That's fine. That just means she's gonna sleep when we go to bed. I don't like how that is. Actually, I hate how that is. Let's get rid of that. And then I gotta make sure every line is closed. Let's see. Oh, get rid of that one. Get this one. Don't know why there's a dot there. That. The line art must be perfect because this is essentially a base. Just gotta go through this with a fine-tooth comb and make sure that there's nothing extra laying around. About got all. Okay. Yep, there it is. There's the tired. I remember back in the day when I could stay up until 2 in the fucking morning, and now I can't even stay up past 9:30. Well, sometimes I can. If I had like a day of sleep, like I didn't wake up until noon, then the hours kind of like balance out and I can easily stay up a lot later. And plus I gotta get up in the morning. So it's valid that I am tired. I work hard all day. I just remember the days that I didn't have to. Whoop. Eraser. Eraser. Oh, that's not. Gave her a little coochie hair. Well, that was an obvious one. All right, so let's bring that sketch back and go here. I think that's where I keep my hair. Make sure I get the right one because I just need the outline. That's not it. God, I can't believe how tired I'm getting so fast. It's getting a hard time thinking. That's it. Almost. I've got so many different like braid brushes for different braid styles. It's like, which one fucking is it? That's it, but that's the filled one. Bum, 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 bum. Look, this is what we call giving up and improvising. I also don't know what the fuck kind of braid it is, but I also need it on a different layer if I'm gonna do it this way. Make sure that it comes over that. Fucking glitched on me. Look at that. Choo choo. Choo. Choo choo. Fucking Christ. Alright, so then I'm gonna make this. Pay close attention because this is quite useful when it comes to brushes. So we want to actually convert that to, whoops, not that one. Make sure you're on the right fucking layer. Ah, see, no wonder it did that. What's on the wrong layer? Just gonna figure this out real fast. Fuck. Fuck. There. Oh wait, I'm supposed to rasterize that. Rasterize. And then no, convert to layer opacity. There we go. And then I can get rid of this. Like that. And I can get rid of that. Here. Okay, and then we're gonna go to this layer back here. That in. Gets a little confusing right here, so let's grab our eraser and do partial erase. Hairstyle don't make no damn sense, but whatever. There we go. Finished eating your pizza. Awesome. I'm happy for you. That's great. Oh, I was watching though, wasn't fully on. Oh, that's nice. Oh, you came back just in time. Came back just in time because I'm about to save this grill right here. And get rid of my sketch layer and take one more overlook at her. See, it's little things like this I'm like terrified when I start making bases I'm gonna miss. But I don't think I will. I'm pretty amazing. Let's see. Alright, I think she's good. Plus I'm tired. And it is 9:23. Oh, the other thing, since before I go, and I'm gonna just do this real fast, is you can increase the width of the lines, which I was talking about earlier, with the line width tool that comes on Clip Studio, which, okay, good job. Which, if you don't know how to use all of the features that Clip Studio has, like, you're ripping yourself off, because it is a very powerful illustration program. Extremely powerful. It's that. This, right there, right there, right there. Right there, and there. Should be good, and darken it right there. Yeah, we're going to bed, girl. Shut the hell up. I know. Who are you barking at? Oh, Angel? She'll kick your ass. She said no, she won't. Alright. Oh, let me just add one more line here. Okay. That line doesn't make sense, so we're just gonna make it hair. You can do that when you're an artist. Woof. Okay, Friday. Come on, leave her alone. Go over there. Alright. 9:25. It is time for me to take my leave. Besides, it sounds like our little dog friend here has got a lot to say. So, that being said, it was awesome hanging out with you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out and listening to me go on and on about my characters and my art and my drawings and whatever blah 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 I talked about all night. It was great. I won't be back tomorrow. I don't think. Tomorrow night I have to do some cooking and I gotta do some cleaning, and that's what I have to do after I get out from work, and I might be entirely too tired to stream. So we'll see. So keep your eyes posted. If I do decide to, then I will let you guys know. I know, we're going to bed. So, awesome. And it was wonderful having you here, Toby. And everyone else who was here. Have a wonderful evening, and don't eat too much cheese. Friday agrees with me. Right, girl? Yeah.